Welcome to Hatha Yoga for Stress and Anxiety. Hi, I'm Leslie. Take a deep breath and begin in a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Shift your awareness inside to prepare for your practice, taking your fingertips to the earth to feel more connected. This Hatha Yoga video has been created to release tension throughout your entire body and your mind, with some extra attention given to your neck and your shoulders. As you practice today, keep your breath long, even, and focused. When you arise from your final resting pose, notice how good you feel. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Stress and anxiety come from worry. But a wonderful quote that I heard to keep in mind is that everything turns out okay in the end. So if it's not okay, it's not the end. Carefully lower yourself onto your back and draw your right knee into your chest. Extending your right leg toward the sky, hold on behind the thigh. Your left leg can remain bent, or you can extend it out, pointing the toes to the sky. Knee can be bent or straight, both of them. Remember, it never matters how deep you get into a stretch, just as long as it's feeling good to you. Draw that right hip forward as you extend the leg up to the sky. And if you want to go in deeper and you have that availability, you could always grab the toes or use a yoga strap if you have one handy. And just breathe into those hamstrings. Make sure that your shoulder is released away from your ear. Eyes can be open or closed. Now place your left hand on the top of your left thigh as you exhale. Start to open the right leg to the right, turning your head to look across to your left shoulder. Again, that knee can be bent or straight. Both of them actually, and you can hold on anywhere that's comfortable for you. Turning your belly toward the sky. Again, check in with your jaw, your neck, and your shoulders. If you find any tension, breathe it away. We'll move a little bit more slowly today. As you inhale, bring your leg through center, and as you exhale, switch hands and take it across. Again, a bent leg, straight leg is fine, just a twist. So as you take your leg across, turn your head to look over your right shoulder and turn your belly up toward the sky and take deep, long breaths into your twist. This series of poses is called Supta Padangusthasana. And it's really good to help increase your digestive fire. So it's good for digestion. It's good to keep everything moving the way that it should. And plus, it's good for stretching, of course. And then inhale the head to center. Bring your leg to center and hold on anywhere on the leg as you lift your head and shoulders off the earth. Option to reach your fingertips forward. You could also cradle the back of your head if your neck is not feeling it. And just breathe here, engaging your belly muscles. Draw them in and up. Lift your pelvic floor muscles too. And then release. Now extend both legs next to each other and just notice the difference between the right leg that you stretched and the left leg that hasn't been. And then hug the left knee in. Extending the left leg to the ceiling. Right leg can be bent, or you can extend it out, pulling the toes back. Again, with the left leg, hold anywhere you like. Bent knee, straight knee, doesn't matter. Do what works in your body today. Always want to work with the body that you have in the moment. And then breathe. Really, our yoga practice is not as much about the pose. It's about connection, connecting to your best self. And the breath is a huge part of making that connection. Place your right hand on top of your right hip as you move the left leg out to the left. I got to scoot over away from the wall a little bit. Your knee can be bent or straight. Hold the leg anywhere that is comfortable for you, and then turn your chin over your right shoulder and breathe. Again, your eyes may be open or closed, whatever feels best to you. If your eyes are closed, don't worry. I'll tell you when to move next. Just enjoy. And now inhale, taking the leg back to center, switching hands, exhale, take your twist, bringing the left leg over toward the right, bent or straight, turn your chin over to look towards your left shoulder, and then turn your belly up toward the sky. So you're drawing the left side of your rib cage down toward the earth, and lifting the right side gently away from the earth. And then you can start to wiggle around and get more space between your shoulders as you're here. And then finally and always, focus on your deep, smooth breaths. Inhaling the leg back to center, holding it anywhere you like. Lift your head and shoulders up. Pull your belly in, lift your pelvic floor muscles. Option to reach the fingertips forward or cradle your head. Keep your neck nice and long. Instead of drawing chin toward chest, keep it nice and long. It's better for the neck. Take another breath and then let it go, hugging both knees into the chest. Rock a little side to side. And then let's come into happy baby. Taking the little toe sides of the feet or holding on around your ankles or calves, gently rocking from side to side. Keep your right leg as it is. Release your left leg, foot onto the earth, or extend it out for half happy baby. Drawing that right knee toward your armpit. Nice gentle hip opener, although when we get to happy baby, and then when we release one leg, it does become a bit more intense. So don't go too far. Option to extend that right leg straight if you'd like. Or keep it bent. Now bend your left foot onto the floor, taking your right ankle just above the left knee. And draw your hands through, hold on to the shin or behind the thigh for a variation of pigeon. Drawing the right hip forward and stretching out the hips. If you'd like to go deeper, cross your right knee on top of the left, holding your shins, ankles, or feet, kind of like little handlebars, pulling them across. As you pull the feet away from each other and you draw the thighs to the belly, it'll become more intense. And you don't have to go to 100% intensity. In fact, it's better to work at about 80%. Let's release that, hugging knees in and back to happy baby. Staying static or gently rocking. And now keeping your left leg in half happy baby, release the right leg with the knee bent, foot on the floor, or extend it out. Pulling the toes back, keeping the heel down if that right leg is straight. And just breathe into your left hip. We do tend to hold tension in the hips. Some more than others, but they can get very, very tight and cranky. So keep in mind to stretch out those hips, especially if you sit a lot. Now bending the right leg, right foot on the floor, take your left ankle just above the knee, flexing the ankle. And then holding the right leg, the shin behind the thigh, or you can even keep it on the earth as long as you feel a stretch. That's all that matters. Continue to breathe into that left hip, and if you want more, cross your left knee on top of the right, holding your legs or your feet. Exhaling as you draw the feet a little bit further away from one another, drawing your legs closer towards your belly. Working to your edge, but not so that you're uncomfortable. Let's release, hug knees into chest, rock a little and roll to your right. Use your left hand to come up, your head coming last. And we'll come forward onto the hands and knees. Wrists under shoulders and knees under the hips. Now shift your hips to the right and turn to look at your right hip. Giving the left side a little stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale, shift your hips to the left and turn to see if you can find that left hip. You may or may not see it. Doesn't matter. Inhale, center. Once more, exhale, shifting hips to the right, looking at the right hip or towards it. Keep breathing, center on your inhale. Exhale, shifting hips to the left, looking toward the left hip and stretching the right side body. Come to center as you inhale. Walk your hands about a handprint forward. Spread your fingers. Turn your inner elbows a little toward the front of the mat as you tuck your toes, coming into down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Keep your knees soft. Arms, shoulders, distance, and feet hips width, and then begin gently bicycling the legs. You could also move your hips from side to side. You can move your head around. Just see what would feel good for you. It's fun to just explore what feels good in your body. Bend both knees a little and then start to press your thighs back any amount. Coming into static with the legs, but then maybe moving into the head. Moving the neck. And now we'll inhale to plank pose, engaging your belly. Knees can be up or down. Lift your pelvic floor. Shift forward about an inch and slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Bringing the hands by your low ribs, press all 10 toenails into the earth. Roll the shoulders away and peel your chest up for a small baby cobra. Keep the back of your neck long. And then release it down. Take a breath here. As you inhale, rolling the shoulders away, lift up again. Turn your chin towards your right shoulder. And you can stay low or come up a little higher if your neck's okay with that and your back's okay with it. And then just kind of roll your chin to chest, going from one side to the other. And then release down. Remember to keep your lower back nice and long, pressing your pubic bone down into the floor gently as you inhale again for small cobra, looking left. Stay with your small cobra or coming up higher, rolling the shoulders back and then chin toward chest, taking the chin to the right and then back to the left. And one more neck roll. And then gently look up toward the sky, but draw your shoulders away from the ears and release back down. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees or keep them down. Take a big breath in as you exhale, press to plank and then return to down dog. Arms are shoulders distance, feet are hips width. Turn the outer upper arms, the triceps back. Inhale onto the balls of the feet, exhale it all out, and take a walk feet to hands. As you inhale, lengthen your spine, half lift, and then fold, exhale, keeping your knees soft as you need. Inhale, reach up, keep your ribs and belly in, and exhale, Samastitihi. Steady balance. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach up. Exhale, hinge from your hip creases to fold. Knees bent or straight. Now pause here and just moving the neck side to side, and then interlace your fingers. Take them to the base of your skull and let that extra weight from the arms traction your neck. Knees can be soft here. Make it gentle. And then inhale, hands to shins and lengthen. Exhale, stepping into plank pose. Lower through chaturanga. Knees can be up or down. And now up dog on your inhale. Moving the neck. Or you can stay with cobra if that feels better on your back. And then exhaling slowly to down dog. Let your head hang. Make little movements looking forward and back, side to side. And breathe. Inhale onto the balls of the feet. Exhale it out, keeping hips high. Step your feet forward. Lengthen on your inhale. Fold on your exhale. Inhale, press through the feet to reach up and lengthen, looking up. Exhale, hands to heart. Turn to the long side of your mat. Step your feet out nice and wide so that your ankles are underneath your wrists. Turn your right leg all the way out. Line up your front heel with your back arch. Exhale, bend your knee into warrior two. Now turn and look at your back hands. And then turn back to look at your front hand. Go inhale, looking back. Exhale, looking front. Double check your knee is over your ankle. Inhale, turning to look back. Exhale, turning to look to the front. Then lean forward. Take your right forearm to your right thigh. Left arm in line with the ear. Look at your armpit like you were going to sniff, but then turn your chin up. If you'd like, going deeper, right hand down, and then just let your head hang down now. Let it be heavy, whatever that feels to you, and then turn your chin up, and then back down, looking at the floor. Inhale it up, press onto the heel, and return to warrior two. Inhale, and straighten the leg. Feet to parallel, and then left leg turns out, right toes in, line up heel to arch. Take the arms up and bend the knee over the ankle. Exhale. Make sure the knee is above the middle toes. Now inhale, look at your back hand, and exhale over the front fingers. And we'll do this a few times. So looking back, inhale, exhale, turn to look over the front hand. Inhale, turning your chin over your back shoulder. Exhale, returning it towards your front shoulder. Then lean forward, left forearm to left thigh. Like you were going to take a little sniff of the armpit, then turn your chin up. Relax around the shoulders, and then option to take your left hand down. And now just let your head go. Let it be heavy, chin toward chest. Now turn your chin up toward your arm. Opening up the chest, and now turn your chin down again toward the earth. And turn and rotate looking up. Press into the heel, return to warrior two, inhale. Exhale, feet to parallel, toes in a little, hands on hips, look up, lengthen on your inhale, hinging from hip creases, fingertips down to the earth, and lengthen, inhale. And now fold in any amount as you exhale. Shift the weight slightly toward the balls of the feet so it's even. And then now turn your chin again from side to side, just turning the head. And now moving the head forward, looking forward and back. Crown of the head moving forward, and then chin toward chest. Nice and fluid. And now halfway up as you inhale. Exhale, hands to hips and all the way to center, inhaling. Turn your right leg out again and your back toes in slightly, setting up for triangle pose. Take the arms up at shoulder height. First, reverse your triangle. And exhale here, soften those knee joints, but firm the leg muscles. Nice long reverse, and then come on up, inhale, and shift from your front hip crease, lengthening out the side, taking your hand wherever it naturally falls. It would be the leg, the shin, the foot, the earth, a block. And now turn your chin down and inhale, turn it back up. Chin toward chest, roll it down. Inhale, roll it back up. Now, if this makes you dizzy, then just do what feels best for your neck. But soften around your shoulders. Keep your jaw comfortable and soft, letting go of that tension. Inhale, make your way up, feet parallel, and left leg out, back toes in, lining heel to arch. Arms at shoulder height, and reverse your triangle. Let those shoulders release away from the ears as you stretch the left side of your body, keeping the legs firm without locking the joints. Come on up, inhale, hinging from your hip crease, reach, reach, reach out, get some length, taking the left hand wherever it falls. Make it comfortable for you. Looking up at the top hand if it doesn't bother your neck. And then chin toward chest and look down. So just keep rotating the neck up and then rotating it back down to look down. But again, if it's not good for your neck, then just stay in a position that feels good to you. All about balance. Maybe do a couple rotations, maybe skip them all. You gotta pay attention to how it feels for you. And then inhale, make your way up. And then we'll turn the toes out and the heels in as we drop down into a goddess pose, taking ear to shoulder, just back and forth, and then to center. And now dropping the right shoulder down towards center. Inhale, come up. And drop the left shoulder. I think that's the left. And then center. You know me with my rights and my lefts. Drop your right shoulder to center, looking up. Inhale, center. Drop your left shoulder down towards center, turning your chin up. And back through center. Now dropping the hips. Sweep the arms up, tilting your pelvis gently forward, lengthening your sitting bones toward the earth. Shifting the gaze up gently if it's okay, and then bringing chin parallel with the floor. So inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, lower it. Inhale, lift. And hold a moment. And then bringing chin parallel with the floor. Straighten the legs slowly. And step your feet hip socket distance apart, taking right ear to shoulder. Place your right hand on top of your head, but without pulling it, and drop that right shoulder away. Reach your left fingertips out to the left, and just stretch through the left side of the neck, and breathe. Maybe coming in a little bit deeper, getting a side stretch as well, but again, be mindful of your body. Inhale through center, release. And now left ear toward left shoulder. Place your left hand on the head, dropping the shoulder away from the ear. And don't use your left hand to pull your head. It's just a little extra weight. Reach your right fingertips out to the right. And then maybe shifting the hips a bit to the right and stretching through the torso. Gently, mindfully, inhale to center. Turn to the front of the mat. Close your eyes and just notice the shift in your energy already. And then inhale, sit back into chair pose. Weight into the heels. Press your shins back. Exhale, belly to thighs. And then forward fold. Let your head hang. Inhale, half lift Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, stepping back into plank pose. Lower chaturanga, knees up or down, shoulder no lower than the elbows, please. And then inhale, press through the hands and feet, up dog or your cobra. And exhale, returning into down dog. Lift the right leg as you inhale. And then exhale, step it lightly up by the right hand, coming into your crescent. Now, if you're wobbly, move your right foot over to the right a little. Bend your back knee and just gently tilt the pelvis forward as you pull the belly in. And then straighten the back leg as much as it will, pulling your right hip back. Arms arrow straight, gently looking up. Pull your front ribs in. And now hands to heart. Lean forward, get a little length. Then hook your left arm across and twist. You can stay right here with the prayer twist, or reaching left fingertips to the earth, stretch your right fingertips to the sky. Staying right here, or another option is to take your right hand. Oh wait, let's not do that yet. Nope. Reach your right arm up, back, and around. So we're going to make a big circle with the right arm. And take a couple more circles, watching the hand. And then release, hands to the earth, step to plank. You can go right to down dog or follow me with chaturanga. Inhaling upward facing dog, moving your neck from side to side a moment, and then to down dog. Left leg lifts as you inhale. On your exhale, step it up gently next to the left thumb. Inhale for Anjaneyasana crescent, bending the back knee a little bit, tilting the pelvis gently to lengthen through the low back. Draw your front ribs down and lift through your back ribs as you stretch up through arrow straight arms, and then soften around your neck. Breathing. Make sure your front knee is above your ankle to protect it. Bring hands to heart, lean forward and hook your right arm across into a prayer twist. Keep pulling your left hip back as you do, lifting your right hip away from the earth. Keep your hands in prayer twist, or option to take the right hand down, stretching left fingertips to the sky. Now reach the left arm forward, down and around. Make a big circle. Watching your circle as you go to get more movement in the neck, unless it makes you dizzy. And now returning both hands to the earth, step 2, plank pose. And knees up or down once again. Shift forward, lower slowly to your belly, exhaling. Take your arms out at shoulder height and make sure there's nothing on either side of you to get in your way. Roll onto your right side. Pick up your left foot, bring it behind your right leg, place it on the floor with your knee bent. Then taking your left hand, reach back and find your right and see if you can clasp. Now option to also bend your other foot so your feet are almost like in a bridge pose. And then turn your chin down toward the earth. Inhale and turn it up toward the sky. Or you can just let it stay. It can be an intense stretch. So once again, do what works for you. There's no yoga perfect. It's just yoga. And release back onto your belly, arms at shoulder height. And we'll do the other side. So roll your body on to the left hip, taking your right foot to the floor, bending the knee, and then bring your right hand behind. You can find your left arm and slide it down to clasp or hold your shirt. Option to bend the other knee as well, sort of like bridge pose feet. And then looking down, inhale, turn the chin up, or just enjoy whatever position your neck is asking for. And breathe and release, coming back onto your belly. Bring your hands by the low ribs. And now take your arms, and I'm going to put the right arm over the left, crossing, and allowing your chin to rest on that right arm. Again, this could be too intense for your shoulders, so you might just move a little bit into this position and breathe into the stretch on your outer shoulders, your triceps. And then let everything else just kind of relax. Now slide your elbows away from each other, forearm in front of forearm, and then bring the right under the left, so the left arm on top, sliding them back out any amount, perhaps resting your chin on the top arm. And just breathing into those shoulders. Keep a slight engagement in your belly and your hips and legs, but no need to overdo it. Find that balance of effort and surrender. Releasing that, we'll come onto the forearms with elbows under shoulders. Now drop your shoulders up toward your ears. Roll them back and down into Sphinx Pose. Pull your belly in and lengthen your butt bones towards the backs of your knees, pressing all the toenails down. You can stay here or start to straighten through the elbows. It will make it more intense. Please listen to your low back. There shouldn't be pain there. If there is, don't go so deeply. And then releasing down, hands by the low ribs. Tuck your toes and inhale. Actually, you don't have to tuck them. Come to up dog, moving your chin side to side. And then back, returning to downward facing dog. Breathing here, lift your right leg as you inhale. And exhale. Oh, here comes pigeon. Right ankle toward left wrist. Now, if that hurts your knee, come onto your back and do one of the alternative ones that we did earlier. Don't want any knee pain. No knee pain in yoga. Inhale, lengthen. Stay up, or exhale to the forearms, or you can lengthen down all the way or anywhere in between. Make sure the right hip is in line with the left. If you're rolling off onto that right hip too much, put a little folded blanket or a pillow underneath. I'm just moving your head from side to side. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth and breathe. Let your body know that it's okay to release that tension in the right hip. It's okay to let it all go. And inhale, coming up, take your left forearm parallel with the front of the mat, reaching right arm to the sky, or you can bend your left knee and reach back for your foot. Again, only if it's not too intense for you. And sometimes, even if you can do it, it doesn't mean that today's the day to do it. Releasing down, tuck your back toes under and stretch your right leg to the sky. Bend the knee, circle it around, and then returning your right foot down, or switching sides if you're on your back. Left leg up, inhale. Exhale for pigeon, and even if your first side didn't bother the knee, this side might, because each side's different. So if it does, take the alternate pose and say hello to Elmer Kitty. He's so handsome. Then inhale, staying all the way up or lengthening to the forearms or lengthening down as far as what is comfortable for you. Make sure your extended back leg is just extended straight back behind you and that your hips are level. And it doesn't matter if your bent knee leg, if that shin is parallel with the front of the mat. That's not part of our alignment cues. That shin just goes where it's supposed to go. Because our hip sockets are different. We're not all built the same. And isn't that nice? It's nice to have lots of variety and many options. So let yourself breathe into that left hip and tell your body it's okay to release. Come onto the right forearm. Inhale, stretch your left fingertips to the sky, or bend your right leg and reach for your foot. All the variations are welcome. And now release. And tuck your back toes, stretch out your left leg a moment, bend the knee, circle it around. Your hip a nice big circle, and then return it to the earth. Your foot, that is, not your hip. So move the head a little bit again, and then inhale to the balls of the feet. Exhale, we'll come gently to seated. And using your hands, lower yourself onto your back and walk your heels under the knees, pointing your toes in slightly toward one another. Take your hands to lengthen your neck. So we want to keep the chin away from the chest as you inhale and lift your chest towards your chin. You can hold the sides of the mat. You can roll your shoulders under and interlace your fingers. Just lengthen your sitting bones to the backs of your knees and spin your inner thighs down toward the earth. Keep your breath nice and steady, stretching the front of the body, creating more energy moving through your chakras, especially the heart chakra. Come on down and either let your knees drop in toward one another or soles of the feet together and knees apart. Rest a hand on your heart center and one on your belly. Breathe. Think of 3 things you're grateful for today. Release that, bringing your knees back up and feet hips width. We'll come into another bridge pose, or if wheel pose or Urdhva seems appropriate today, take the hands by the ears, pause at the crown of the head, line up wrists with elbows, and then press yourself up. Make sure your toes turn in toward one another. If you are in wheel pose, you could always turn your head from side to side if that feels okay. And think about lengthening sitting bones to backs of knees, pressing shoulder blades toward the chest as if you're being pulled in opposite directions. And then slowly chin to chest to come down, or release your bridge and hug your knees into your chest and rock a little side to side. Or roll yourself in a semicircle or a full circle, releasing your back. And then rolling to your right, use your left hand to carefully press yourself up. Extending the legs in front of you, press the heels down, pull the toes back, reach both arms up as you inhale, and hinge from your hip creases to come forward. Hold the sides of the mat, use a strap, hold your legs or your feet, then lengthen once more, inhale, and forward fold, exhale, Paschimottanasana. And just really focus in on your breath here. Taking deep, full, smooth breaths. Release tension around the neck. Let those shoulders drop in, sink, and melt down a little more. And halfway up, inhale, and release your hands. Soles of feet together, knees apart for Baddha Konasana. Sitting tall on your inhale and hinging from the hip creases. Exhale to come forward. You can use your arms on your legs to press them a little bit deeper or not. It is up to you. Check in with your neck and shoulders again. And then coming up a little bit, and then exhale, just round down, letting your head hang toward the earth. Breathing, letting go, release. Inhale, coming up. And I'm going to go to the wide part of my mat because it's nicer on my heels. You can join me that way or stay as you are. Bring your hands together or behind you, sitting up tall for Upavista Konasana. And then right hand to the inside of the right leg. Turn your chin to look up and reach your left arm up. Then you can just let your head go and maybe reach your left fingertips toward the foot. And then turning the chin down and up, doing that rotation again. Eyes can be open or closed, just a couple of them or more if you'd like. Keep firming the outer hips in towards center. And press your heel down into the earth, pulling your toes back, flexing the ankle to firm your leg muscles. Inhale to center, hands behind you, sitting tall. And then left hand to the inside of the left leg, right arm reaching up. You can stay there or reach it over in line with the ear. Maybe finding that foot, maybe not. And then chin down, inhale it up. Exhale, back to those little semicircles. You can continue them or just let your head hang any way that feels good. And soften around the neck. And now inhale, make your way up. Hands behind you, sitting tall. And then fingertips in front. Pull your chest forward, gently inhale. And then walk yourself forward any amount as you exhale. Or not at all. You can just stay sitting up. But be sure, keep those legs nice and firm, but press the heels down and pull the toes back. That'll ensure that you're not overstretching behind the knees. And we'll inhale to walk up. And take the legs together, turning to face the regular way on the mat if you moved with me. And then roll onto your back, shift your hips to the right, drop your knees to the left, crossing right knee over left for a deeper twist if you like. Turn your belly toward the sky and now take your biggest breaths of the day in this twist. Really smooth, full, cleansing breaths. They're healing breaths too. Inhale your head to center and bring your knees back to center. And then shift your hips a little bit to the left and drop your knees to the right, looking over the left shoulder. Option to cross left knee over right. Turn your belly to the sky. And once again, focus on your deep, full, healing and cleansing breaths. Then inhale to center. Bring your knees and hips and head to center. Exhale, draw the knees in toward the chest. Lengthening your low back. Take your feet to the earth. And you can always keep your knees bent if you have discomfort in the low back, or you can slide them all the way out. Draw your shoulder blades away from the ears. Let your feet just flop in or out. Take your arms a little bit away from your sides with your palms faced up. Keep your neck long. Close your eyes. Releasing tension from your forehead and your jaw. And just natural breathing now. Our quote is from, my favorite poet, Rumi. He said, "Be empty of worrying. Think of who created thought." Now, quiet mind and quiet body. Rest for just about a moment, about a minute. Shavasana, rest. That was a little less than a minute, sorry. Deepen your breath now as you start to move fingers and toes, hands and feet. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Bending the knees, roll onto your right side, pause. Thanking and honoring yourself for taking care of you. Good work. Come up to seated. Bring your hands together. Hands to your forehead, reminding you to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to your heart, reminding you to have clear and loving intentions. And hands to your mouth, reminding you to have clear and loving communication, sending out this positive energy to all beings everywhere. Namaste. When you have strong core muscles, your body feels great. No more back pain. I've created a special class just for you so that you can strengthen yours. There's a link below, or it's pinned at the top of the comments. If you enjoyed today's class, you will love this class as well. And give this a try.